Hey everybody, Zeal Brothers here with another video. This one in response to Cheslie Kryst self-deleting herself. And what she did was she jumped off a building. And a lot of people are talking about this death. Mainly because it's just a beautiful young lady who killed herself. And nobody really can understand why when she had so much to live for. But I do know why. And I will speak to this fact. No amount of wokism will ever make you happy. And here's the thing. When you look at her life, she was good looking. She was in all these different causes. She was an attorney who was fighting for people to get lighter sentences, etc. Right? So she was somebody who was as woke as they can be, living in the city of New York, doing all this stuff. And she even had a final Facebook post where she said like peace and happiness to everybody. But clearly she didn't have peace and happiness. And there's a few reasons why she didn't have peace and happiness. And let's just work ourselves outwards and work ourselves inwards to the core, right? So we're going to start at the outer layer of this problem. The outer layer of this problem is that wokism will not make you happy. And I have to say that because here's the thing. If you are one of those woke individuals, and what do I mean by woke? I mean you're a leftist. You are for the cause. You sit there and when you see police, you see oppressors. When you see corporations, you see people who are taking advantage. If you're one of those people, you're not going to be happy no matter what you see. Yeah, you're a feminist. Yeah, you're a gay rights activist. No matter what you see, you're not going to be happy. And your wokeism is what is making you unhappy. You will never meet a happy Karen. Because even if a Karen gets her way, she won't be happy. She's still going to be mad because somebody else out there is still enjoying their life. You will never meet a happy environmentalist because even if they stop a certain pipeline, there's somebody else doing something somewhere that they don't like. If you're a feminist, you'll never be happy. Because somewhere out there, you can push the barrier a little bit further. Now you can make it so all marriage is a contract of slavery. Now you can just push that all pregnancy is oppression, right? There is no limit to how far you can go, so you'll never be satisfied, so you'll never be happy. Wokeism will not make you happy. I have never met a happy woke person. Never. When the moment that they start to become happy, that's when they start to become moderate. Trust me on this. You will not meet a truly happy and satisfied woke person. But the second layer for why she was not happy is because she is not doing the things that have made women happy since God made women. This might be controversial to some of you guys, but it's going to be common sense to many more. And that is this. That women find their fulfillment doing things that uniquely make them women. In other words, being feminine, giving birth, being mothers, being wives, being pretty. Women find fulfillment in doing those things, being sacrificial, right? When you sit there and you want to be an Instagram model or you want to be a social media influencer, a lot of that is built on you being selfish. A lot of that is built on me, look at my perfect life, right? I'm going to make a post. I'm going to erase it if it doesn't get enough likes. That kind of mentality never makes any woman happy. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of the women who are chasing those things, they discourage and push away a lot of quality relationships and a lot of quality men and the ability to have the outcome that women of old have accomplished and have made them happy. And let's just think about this. Think about your life backwards. In other words, how do you want to die? And I know that may seem morbid, but think about how you want to die. Do you want to die being surrounded by your grandkids, or do you want to die knowing that you got the most likes on Facebook? You got to think about that because the way you end up will be your goal. And a lot of women are not thinking about that. A lot of women are not thinking about, hey, I want to be surrounded by my grandkids. I want to hold my husband's hand when he gives his final breath. I want to be there for him. Right now, somebody might say, man, that's kind of morbid. It's not morbid. That's a life of fulfillment. That is a life of meaning. That is a life full of relationships. You should want to be that old lady that all the young ladies come to for wise advice. You should want to be that middle-aged lady who has a lot of kids, who has older people who rely on her, who becomes a tree that other people nest under. You should want to be that. You should want to be that wife that everybody, when the husband brings that wife to the party, they look and they say, man, that's a nice lady. Not just because she's good looking, she might be, not because she's just good looking, but because how much she makes him better, how much she makes her household better, how much she makes her kids better. You should want to be a Proverbs 31 woman. What is that kind of woman? She's not selfish. She's not self-focused. She is accomplished. She is practiced. She does know business. She does know economics. She does know people. She's insightful. She's discerning, but she is not brash. She is not showing off her boobs all the time. She is not trying to be seen all the time. She will naturally be seen because she's a beautiful woman, but she's not trying to make herself be an object of your attention every second of the day. And the problem with a lot of women is that is what you are. And if you are that, you will not be happy, because no amount of attention could ever make you happy, because attention is a drug that's worse than cocaine. Attention is a drug that's worse than heroin, because when you get it, you just need more of it. It will never make you happy. If you get 1 million likes, you're just going to want 2 million likes. If you get 1 million views, you're going to want 2 million views. It doesn't matter. Attention will not make you happy. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people out there, you guys are living double lives. And I know you might say, man, well, Brian, Kryst, are you living a double life, right? Are you out there making videos and portraying yourself to be something that you are not? And the truth of the matter is, no, I'm the way that I am. Now, do I communicate exactly the same way? Right, I'm sitting here making a video that's intended to be on YouTube and Facebook. Of course, I'm going to communicate a little bit different than if you're sitting on a couch across from me. But the ideas that I say and the way that I intend to express them are not going to be any different. The emotion that is felt is not meant to be any different. It's not meant to be an act, right? I might project a little bit more because I know I'm speaking to an audience, but the purpose is not to be fake. The purpose is just to present to a different medium, and that's a little bit different. If you don't get that, then you don't understand the difference between the real and the fake. There's a whole big difference between me presenting myself and trying to project my voice to an audience, and then me trying to act like I'm a millionaire when I'm not. Me trying to act like I got 3 girlfriends when I don't. Me trying to act like I'm ripped and I got a 6-pack and I got this and I got a car and I got that when I don't. Or me trying to act like those things make me a man that I wish that I was. And in some cases, that's even worse, to have them and still not to be a quality man. So there's a lot to be said just about being real. But then there's this last core reason why she wasn't happy. And that is because if you don't focus on the truth, if you don't know who Jesus is, if you don't trust in the Bible, the world seems like an empty place. Think about the book of Ecclesiastes when it talked about vanity of vanity. All is vanity. And a lot of people, they look at the book of Ecclesiastes and they look at it as a depressing book. It's not a depressing book. It's a stark, truthful, profound book. And what it's meant to do is it's meant to expose the fact that no matter what you chase, if you get it, you're not going to be happy with it. The only thing that will bring you satisfaction is understanding who God is and being content with what you have. And that is incredibly hard to do. And he just gave this analogy of a working man who just works his 12 hours a day. That's all he does. He has enough to live on, and he's a little bit comfortable, but that's about it. And how he can sleep satisfied. But the billionaire who is constantly counting his money, looking at his investments, making sure that so-and-so is staying up to watch his warehouse so it doesn't burn up, he is constantly under stress. And how if you let those situations carry you along, the working man could be more satisfied with what he has, which is way less, than the billionaire who has so much, but he's worried about it all the time. And here's the thing. Your things will not make you happy. Your wokeness will not make you happy. The only thing that can make you happy is the infinite. And the infinite is not a concept. It is a person. It is God. It is the God of the Bible. I had to be clear because some people are going to say, well, it could be any God. No, it's going to be a specific God. It's going to be a God that actually has a definition. It's going to be a God that actually has parameters. And when you don't know that God, you will have an empty life. You will have a life that lacks meaning. And so it is no surprise that lots of celebrities in their lives or get on drugs. And truth be told, when I look at somebody like Michael Jackson or I look at somebody like Prince, in my opinion, those themselves are self-deletions, because what they did was they were chasing pleasure so much they didn't really care if they died. And the reason they can do that is because they have so much. Listen, they've been to heights that we've never been to. They've had more women than any other people can have. They've had more drugs than anybody can have. They've had more fans than anybody else can have. They've had more attention than anybody else can have. And it didn't make them happy. And I want people to think about that, because often what we think of that is going to make us happy, and even I'm thought like this. I find myself thinking this. I was just thinking this the other day. Man, how happy would I be if I made twice as much as I have now? And don't get me wrong, money can make us a little bit happier. But if I don't find my contentment in what God's purpose is for me, I will always think, if I could just make 2 times more, I would be happy. That will be a constant thought. I will be the dog chasing his tail because I'll never catch what I'm looking for. So that's why this lady died. And I think a lot of people need to really reflect on this story and stop talking about suicide prevention and awareness and mental health awareness and all that, because that's not going to stop this. That's going to, in my opinion, is going to be delayed for a little bit, and then it's going to make the problem worse. Because when you show somebody that your answers are as vapid as I hear other people's answers are, that's even more depressing.